what to do with it. Someone who ain't on that goofy shit. I need to know what you gonna do.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Callie. So today I'm gonna be doing, well, I should say tonight I'm gonna be doing a V-Day look, using a few colors, not too many, but I did start priming my eyes with my P.Louise eyeshadow base in number 3. So I'm just gonna go ahead and lay down the nice base so that when I do apply my color, it doesn't look shabby and dry. It pops and it looks, you know, like color's supposed to, bright. So now I'm gonna go in and dry that base, and then right behind that I'm gonna go in and follow up with the color. Now this color, it was officially supposed to be red, but it's not that red. It's more like in the middle of pink and red. So it's like right in the middle of that two-tone. So hopefully for the next look that I do find a nice red that actually looks red. Now this color I'm using is from the crayon case. And again, it's not that red, but you know, I'm gonna go with it and see how it turns out. So once I go in and start laying that color down, I don't pack it on heavily. I start in small amounts, and then I just work my way by, you know, putting it on and just brushing it out to make it nice and even and a smooth surface. After packing in as much color as I want and to get it to the shade that I actually like, I go in and just, you know, rub it in and just make sure it's nice and smooth. Now what I'm going to start to do is rub out a lot of that redness, that so-called redness I should say, and you know, just like kind of even it out. I know it sounds crazy, but you know, I gotta even it out and brush out the excess powder that's lingering that I don't need. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with my P.Louise primer, eyeshadow base primer, in number 1, which is like a white color, and I'm going to lay that on top of the red, but I'm going to cut my crease with it. So as I go in and cut my crease, I try to perfect it as most as I could, and you know, it came out pretty decent to me on one eyelid, but then the other eyelid, it just wasn't as perfect. But I got it to where, you know, they both look decent and they both look nice and, you know, rounded, but not too rounded. So after I go in and pack that on, I'm going to go back in with a dry brush and go ahead and pat that and make sure that it's dry as well, because you don't want to put dry powder on a wet eyeshadow base. It is gonna crack. So make sure that's dry until you know, pat until you can't pat no more, basically. Now what I'm gonna go in and do is just clean it up a little bit so that, you know, again, it looks nice and rounded, and it's not cutting over my crease. So then I'm gonna go in with a nice pink from my Bad Beauty neon stack. And I'm going to go in right a little bit above my crease and just start to fill that in with the nice pink. So, yeah, just going to go ahead and do that. Forgive my hair. I have to wash it. It's a little dry. But, you know, I'm natural. So, you know, when I'm home, I go with the flow, y'all. I don't be trying to spruce up when I'm home. I'm home. That means I'm indoors. So what I did do is I went back in with a little black. I just had a feeling to add like a little black somewhere. So I added a little black to the sides and I shaded that in. Then I went back in with some white shadow powder and just a little bit of white and laid it over that base just to make it pop a little bit more. I believe the shadow powder I used was from one of my other glitter cases. It had like a little sparkle to it, so I used that one. Now what I'm going to go in and do is put these lashes on, and then I'm going to go ahead and underline the bottom of my eye with that same reddish, pinkish color. I don't even know what color to call it, but yeah, I'm gonna use that. So once I'm finished underlining and making sure it looks nice and colorful, however you want to say it, I'm gonna go in and yep. So now what I'm doing is go ahead and lay my oil-based primer down. I do have oily skin, so I have to use a primer suited to my skin type. I'm going to go ahead and smooth that in all over my face before I put my foundation on. And once I do smooth that in nicely, I make sure I get all the areas. If you see, I have like this damn bump on the side of my face, and it's just aggravating, but I'm taking care of it. So now that my primer's on and nice, I let it sit for like a minute into my skin. I'm going to go in with a new foundation, the Fit Me by Maybelline. I believe it's Maybelline. I'm sorry if it's wrong, but it's the Fit Me foundation in the shade Deep Bronze. And it actually matches like my exact skin color. That's why I love this one so much. When I was in the store testing it out, it really looked really good on my skin. So I used that one. And I'm just going to go in with a nice brush and go ahead and blend that out all over my face and a little bit to the side, trying to cover up that little huge bump I got on the side of my face. But I didn't put too much foundation on because this was a nice, easy look. Okay. So once that's down, I'm going to go in with my Pro Concealer by LA Girl in the shade Warm Honey. Oh, no. This is Medium Bisque, I believe. Either one is one of them. And I'm going to go ahead and lay down my concealer. And I did contour a little bit. Like, I'm still learning how to contour, so you know, forgive me if I did it wrong, but if you guys have any tips on how I should be contouring, then go ahead and drop them below. But other than that, yeah. So I went in and did that. I was praying, like I had my fingers crossed, Lord, please let this look come out decent. Because the red I wanted and the red, like what I imagined in my head, like that's not the red. So, you know, I'm hoping that this look do come out decent and it looks nice. So once I finished contouring and laying down my concealer, I went in with my blending sponge, my little baby. I got to get some more. And I added a little bit of translucent powder, setting powder. And I blended a little bit in. And then I also went back in and let some sit for a little, like 2 to 3 minutes. Once that was done sitting, I went in with a brush and contoured my nose with, I have a darker shade foundation. I used a little bit of that. And then Then I go back in with another brush and basically brush off all that loose powder that's left. Because I don't want it to look too filmy or too white. So I just go in and brush off as much excess powder as I can. Then I blend the rest. So far, you know, the translucent powder I use, which is the Sacha Buttercup, it's pretty good. I did want to try the Air Spun one and the Banana Republic one, if I'm saying that right. I think that's what it is. Yeah, I want to try those. So maybe in my next video, I'll have those and try them. Now I'm going to go in with some red lippy and go ahead and lay some red lips on y'all. So once the lips are done, now I'm gonna get into this highlighter by Juvia. Like, I love me some Juvia's highlighter. This is the Nefertiti. It's nice. Like, it glows. Like, it's just like the Nubia. Like, they are amazing. Like, this glow that I get from these highlighters are amazing. It's like, I can't even compare it to none of my other highlighters that I have, because this one is out of this world. And that's the look. So catch y'all next time. Hopefully you guys like. Please don't be afraid to subscribe.